The British and Irish Lions team to play New Zealand in the third test at Eden Park, Auckland is number 15, Liam Williams, 14, Anthony Watson, 13, Jonathan Davis, 12, Owen Farrell, 11, Elliot Daly, 10, Johnny Sexton, 9, Conor Murray, 1, Mako Vunipola, 2, Jamie George, 3, Tig Furlong, 4, Maro Itoje, 5, Alan Wynne-Jones, 6, Sam Warburton, captain, 7, Sean O'Brien, 8, Talupe Faletau, and the replacements: 16, Ken Owens, 17, Jack McGrath, 18, Kyle Sinclair, 19, Courtney Laws, 20, CJ Stander, 21, Rhys Webb, 22, Ben Teo, 23, Jack Noel.
Hi guys, I'm Jay Ponder here and welcome back to another video. So this is it, it's the end of a long Lions tour. It's one on the series going to deciding the third game. What a game it is going to be. So we've just seen the Lions teams unchanged from last week, which is just an amazing feat given the length of this tour and injury tolls and that kind of thing. We're going to focus a little bit more on the All Black side for this third test because we've covered this Lions team to death now. We know what they're going to bring, we know what they're about, so let's have a little look at this All Blacks team. So, it's an unchanged pack actually, so you've got Moody, Cody Taylor and Franks front row, Brady Retallick and Sam Whitelock in the second row, probably the strongest second row pairing in world of rugby. Sam Cane, Giancarlo, Kieran Reid in the back row, Aaron Smith 9, Ben Barrett 10, Julian Sevilla comes back into the team eventually, he's on the wing, what a play, really excited to see this guy play. Ngani Luammape, and how do you say it? He's in at 12 for just his second tap. Leonard Brown in at 13, Israel Dag on the wing, and Geordie Barrett in at fullback. Let's have a look at some of the talking points of the All Blacks team and some of the key matchups that the Lions are going to face against the All Blacks. So let's start off with his backline, really. So Aaron Smith's been there, Ben Barrett, great player, Julian Sevilla is finally back in that team, hope he's found a bit of form. Israel Dag's obviously been around for a number of years, but let's focus on the three players who I think the Lions are going to really pick out in this backline. Luammape, however you say it, I don't know. Anyway, inside centre, second cap, they're going to be going for him. He actually caused the Lions, when he came on last game, he caused the Lions some serious problems with ball in hand. He was extremely strong ball in hand. He could do it again from the off, particularly lining up against Owen Farrell. He's going to fancy his chances in that battle. I think defence, Sean O'Brien's probably going to take the same tactic as he was going to have against Sonny Bill and line up against him instead. Protect Farrell, protect Sexton at 10-12 channel. Expect this guy to cause a lot of havoc down there. Leonard Brown, I think he's going to have a tough day at the office, to be honest with you, against Jonathan Davies. He's not a bad player, but I don't think he's really up there with it at the moment. Jonathan Davies is going to look to attack him a lot. I think the Lions are going to look to get a fair bit of wide ball out there, especially down that 13 channel. Last but not least, in this sort of starting lineup, we've got Geordie Barrett. It's his first start of the All Blacks, and he's gonna come in a decisive Lions test. Now, whenever I look at All Blacks teams and I look at, say, the number of caps that they've got, and I compare that to how I think about, say, Northern Hemisphere players and English players in particular, I think, and how are they going to cope with this big occasion? How are they going to get on? Well, it doesn't look like to me that the All Blacks know what the meaning of nervous is. I mean, they don't look like they get nervous. They don't play like they've got nerves. I mean, they play like they've been playing 100 games. In saying that, Kieran Reid, this is 100 tests. So fair play to him. Great career guys had so far. But back to sort of young guys and the guys fresh off the block. They've put a lot of trust in guys who have not played a lot of games. goes with also Cody Taylor, hooker. He's only played 18 games for the All Blacks. It's not a lot. Yes, they've got a lot of experience in major parts of that team. So Kieran Reid, a lot of experience. Aaron Smith, a lot of experience. Bowen Barrett's up there, I think 51 caps there or thereabouts. And in their spine, they got a lot apart from fullback. Could that cost the All Blacks? Could that slight lack of experience, particularly at 15, and your centres, is that going to cost them? You look who they're playing against. You've got Jamie George. You look him against Cody Taylor. They probably got a similar amount of experience. That's not too bad. You look at, say, Farrell at 12. He's got a lot of experience. He's been there. He's done it. He's won multiple Six Nations. He's won multiple premierships. He's won the European Cup. He's done it all. Jonathan Davies, again, I'm not sure how many caps he's got for Wales, but it's a lot. I think it's 60 or maybe. But he's been there and he's done it, so he's got the experience. Liam Williams, same deal against Geordie Barrett. He's been there and he has done it. Let's have a look at some of the other matchups. Mako Vunipola, I'm surprised that he's starting, to be honest. He was not great in the first 2 tests. He gave away 2 stupid penalties, got himself a sin bin, almost crossed the lines that game. Joey Moody's going to be pressuring him at the scrum. That's where Mako Vunipola's got to tighten up. It's going to be a real battle between those two. Tad Furlong, Aaron Franks probably come out about around the piece at the moment. Tad Furlong, he seems to be improving. As the series goes on, he seems to be improving. For me, Alun Wyn Jones, he needs to front up physically against Sam Whitelock and Brady Retallick. We know that Mario Itoje can do it. We know what he brings. He brings that X factor. He brings that something else. So Alun Wyn Jones has got to bring that physical presence into that game for as long as he's on the pitch. Courtney Lawes, we know he's going to bring that, but Alun Wyn Jones has got to ramp up that aggression just a little bit. Let's compare the back rows. You've got Warburton, O'Brien, Faletau against Kane and Reid. You think the 6 and 7s are probably on par with each other? Yeah, I think so. I have to look at probably the key position in the pack in New Zealand is that number 8 position. You've got Kieran Reid going up against Faletau. Before this tour, I wasn't a massive Faletau fan. He's actually not played too bad. I still prefer Billy Vunipola over him if he was fit. Unfortunately, he's not there. Kieran Reid, though, probably the best 8 in the world for the last couple of years. Even he's been out for a long time. Will come back and still dominate games like he did in that first test. He still played extremely well in that second one. Maybe a little bit subdued in his numbers, in his carries, and his yardage, but expecting him to be back and firing in this third game. Conor Murray, Aaron Smith. Interesting battle. I think Conor Murray's edged Aaron Smith out in the first 2 tests. I think just his all-round game is a little bit more controlled. I think in that second test, where the All Blacks weren't really getting over the gain line as much as they expected, particularly with those offloads and second phase plays, it kind of put Aaron Smith under a bit more pressure. It scrutinised his box kicks a little bit more. And that's one of Conor Murray's strengths. Coming from the Northern Hemisphere, it's a very common way to get yourself out of trouble. Jordan Sexton and Bowen Barrett had similar games. The only difference really is that Bowen Barrett missed a few kicks, which cost him in the end. I don't expect a repeat performance on Saturday. I think he's going to be practicing all week, and the guy's going to come out wanting to prove an absolute point. Jordan Sexton needs to keep doing what he's doing. He combined well with Farrell a couple of times. They did open the All Blacks up. Will Bowen Barrett and his 12 and his 13 have that same combination? It's almost like they're a touring team and they're just starting to get combinations together. Sexton, Farrell and Davies have been at it now for a couple of games. I think they'll be more set than the All Blacks. It'll be extremely interesting. The wingers, oh man, you've got Julian Surveyor. He's going to be lining up opposite Watson. That's going to be a tough battle for Watson. Julian Surveyor is going to be gunning for him. He's going to be going for Israel Day against Daly. A bit concerned about the Lions' quality out wide. Anthony Watson, without a doubt, is an extremely good broken play runner. Elliot Daly, for me, I have my doubts about him on the wing, and I'd rather see a more solid player. Unfortunately, George North's injured, but maybe someone like Jack Noel could come on. We're going to go back to 12 just for a minute. So, if the Lions, this is how I think it might play out. If the Lions get a good lead, if they get, say, a 10-point, 12-point lead against the All Blacks, I see Ben Teo coming on fairly early into that second half if they have that lead, or certainly with at least 20 minutes to go, because defensively he's probably the Lions' best back. If Luampe, I think they say it, comes on, if he's on and Fekitoa, if he comes on and they start making inroads into that Lions backline, they're going to, no matter how much work Sean O'Brien's trying to do, Ben Te'o's going to have to come on. I see Ben Te'o playing a much bigger part. He obviously didn't come on that second test because it kind of a little bit nullified the fact that Sonny Bill was on the pitch. But I think if those All Black centres do start to make some inroads into that Lions backline, I think Ben Te'o's going to come on. I think he has to make a defensive impact pretty much straight away. I think the Lions are going to look to put a lot of pressure on Jordy Barrett early. Very early on, a lot of high kicks going his way, and they're not going to be deep high kicks either. They're going to be landing just in front of him, and their kick chase, I think, is going to be excellent. Nicola Watson's going to be chasing him up daily. Liam Williams, they're going to put Jordy Barrett under a lot of pressure on that first start, and I don't know if I'd want to be him. Let's have a look at the battle of the benches, and then more and more as we get into professional rugby, the bench is where it's at. The Lions have at times underutilised their bench, I feel. I think they made 2 subs last week, which is nothing when you compare it to modern day rugby. So you've got the Lions, Ken Owens, Jack McGrath, Sinclair, Laws, CJ Stander, Reece Webb, Ben Te'o, Jack Noel, unchanged bench, physical bench, apart from even Reece Webb's physical. So yeah, that's a physical bench. You compare that to the All Blacks, got Nathan Harris, Wyatt Crockett, Charlie Famuina, Scott Barrett, Ardie Savea, TJ Perenara, Aaron Cruden, and Malachi Fekitoa. Let's talk about the All Blacks bench. And again, let's talk about maybe the sort of lack of experience on the All Blacks bench. Nathan Harris, 7 caps. Scott Barrett, 7 caps. Ardie Savea, 15 caps. Malachi Fekitoa, so 23 caps. Okay, it seems a lot, but it's not really. If you're looking for these guys to close out the game, and you've got guys who come in and got 7 caps, 15 caps, it's not a lot. It is really not a lot. And if you're talking about the closing stages of what could potentially be an extremely close game of a deciding test, I'd probably back the Lions bench to have it over the All Blacks. Yes, the All Blacks have got explosiveness off that bench. Ardie Savea, explosive player. Fekitoa, explosive player. But have they got that control? We spoke about it in my last video. They've got quality, but have they got that experience? Have they got that age to see out close games? To really grind out those close games? I think the Lions have. I'm not sure the All Blacks have. You look at the Lions team and they've got guys who can make a real physical impact and have that control. CJ Stander, Reece Webb, he's very quick off the base, but he's a solid scrum half. Ben Te'o, Jack Noel, solid players who can grind out wins. It's going to be extremely interesting, close game. I think in my heart, I feel like the Lions are going to win it. I really do. It's going to be an extremely close game. I can't wait for it. But I feel as though this is a Lions time. I think the All Blacks have had a few too many setbacks, a few too many injuries. They're in a slight sort of transitional phase between great teams, and I think they're in a little, maybe slight lull, a little bit in between World Cups, perhaps. I don't know. But they've had a lot of injuries. They've obviously got a suspension. This doesn't help them. Lions have got a big squad to pick from. We've been together now for the best part of 6 weeks. There's no excuse for those guys now not to be gelling. I think the Lions will win it. I think it'll be between 3 and 5 points. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on the games and squads? What do you think the results are going to be and the strengths and weaknesses between the two teams? I would love to see your thoughts in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you on the other side. Cheers.